Powered by Riverside FM.
Man, the highlight of doing my podcast for about a year now came last night, hanging out with the Purple Gang and my guy Rap on Vocal Vike. If you guys haven't checked out Vocal Vike, you got to go check it out. The show was lit last night, man. Just had a great time. Rap, thanks for allowing me to come on your platform and just talk Minnesota Vikings, man. I can't wait to continue to do stuff with you in the future. Let's talk about the Minnesota Vikings and the disrespect that the Minnesota Vikings are getting, man. Are the Minnesota Vikings getting the flowers that they need to get from the national media? And I'm not saying the Minnesota Vikings need to get flowers, not at all. Because it's going to be what it's going to be. The national media doesn't make or break you in terms of wins and losses, but every now and then it would be nice for the national media to come to the forefront and give the Minnesota Vikings the praise that they deserve. Shout out to Dan Orlovsky. I feel like one of the best NFL analysts that usually gives the Vikings their just due. I mean, he went on, I believe it was their NFL show, and he was no, it wasn't. It was Get Up. He went on Get Up. They were talking Minnesota Vikings, J.J. McCarthy, and he said J.J. McCarthy is going to have the Minnesota Vikings at least where they were last year with Sam Darnold. I mean, think about that, man. The Minnesota Vikings went 14-4 last year, made the playoffs. Yeah, they got bounced in the first round, but they went 14-4 with a quarterback that if you would have asked those same NFL analysts like 8 months earlier, they would have said the Minnesota Vikings had no shot at making the playoffs with a guy like Sam Darnold. Now, Sam Darnold's got that year under his belt with the Minnesota Vikings. He got his bag with the Seattle Seahawks, and now that he's not a part of the team anymore, that same quarterback that you were killing 8 to 9 months earlier is going to make a difference on whether or not the Minnesota Vikings are a good football team or not. I mean, think about it, man. You can't say that we didn't improve the offensive line. You can't say we didn't improve the defensive line. You can't say that we didn't improve our running game. Now, the only debate that we could have is whether or not the Minnesota Vikings improved their secondary, but they did re-sign Byron Murphy Jr., but it wasn't like the Minnesota Vikings secondary was lights out last year. So I don't think it's safe to assume that the Vikings secondary has gone down from last year. I mean, does Shaq Griffin make that much of a difference in the secondary? I mean, you bring it back Harry the Hitman. Yeah, you lose a Cam Bynum. But I can't say that the Minnesota Vikings secondary has fallen off to make a difference in terms of can the Minnesota Vikings be a viable team this year? I mean, it's utter disrespect from the national media. I mean, in most rankings, if you were to average the placement of the Minnesota Vikings, man, they're around 16 to 18 in most NFL rankings going into next year. I mean, Colin Cowherd's got him as one of the worst teams in the league. He doesn't believe in J.J. McCarthy. I just don't see any way that J.J. McCarthy is going to be bad, man. I just don't see it. I'm not saying that he's going to be the best quarterback in the league. I'm not saying that he's going to be top 5. I just don't see him being bottom of the barrel. Everything that you have seen and heard about J.J. McCarthy, where do you get the narrative from that he's going to be bottom of the barrel? I mean, in most rankings, they've got the Bears, Packers, and Falcons ahead of us. Like, we swept the Pack last year. What improvement has the Pack made? I mean, was that just sheer luck that we swept the Packers last year? The Atlanta Falcons? Really? Michael Penix Jr.? Really? And the Bears? See, we're going to find out early about that. Because we got the Bears week 1. We got the Atlanta Falcons week 2. So all of that nonsense that the national media is putting out in terms of having those teams, for the most part, ranked ahead of the Minnesota Vikings, okay, we're going to see about that. Vegas 2025 has the Vikings on, depending on what line you look at, has the Vikes at about 7.5 wins for the season. Really? 7.5 wins for the season. Like, where are you seeing the weaknesses, man? Like, they have upgraded everywhere. And just in terms of total package quarterback, man, J.J. McCarthy is just going to be better. Mentally tough, J.J. McCarthy is just going to be better, man. Why is the national media, UP Nation, having us fall off like this? I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. When you talk about J.J. McCarthy and the last two drafts and, the rookie quarterbacks that were drafted last year, you got the rookie quarterbacks this year. Man, J.J. McCarthy's name is rarely ever brought up positively. Now, you're talking about a guy that's coming off, and again, man, don't laugh at this, but it shows a track record of winning. You're talking about a guy that won a high school championship at IMG, a national championship at IMG. And then he goes to Michigan, and just sit back and remember the hard times that Michigan was on just 5 to 6 years ago. Man, they're ready to run Harbaugh out of town. They were getting beat by the Buckeyes every Saturday. J.J. McCarthy stopped that. And then he goes on to win a national championship. I mean, just think about, man, don't undersell that, because Michigan wasn't even on the roster. They weren't even on not the roster, but the radar. Michigan wasn't even on the radar until J.J. McCarthy really showed up. They were a program that had fallen on hard times, man. You got Justin Jefferson and J.J. McCarthy together. Like, how do you undersell that, man? The Vikings won 14 games with Sam Darnold under center. Now, I'm not saying J.J. McCarthy's going to win 14 games, man, but they act like as soon as J.J. gets under center, that everything's going to fall apart. You got to strengthen offensive line. That is the key, man. The offensive line is going to enhance that offense passing-wise and running-wise better than anything that we've seen from the Minnesota Vikings in years. That's where I know we're going to be better. Think about the weapons. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hockenson. Listen, man, those are elite weapons. And I know people are saying, well, T.J. Hockenson didn't make much of a difference last year. Man, he's coming off an ACL. Now he's got another year under his belt. You will see a different kind of T.J. Hockenson this upcoming season. Aaron Jones has a partner now in Jordan Mason. And if you haven't seen Jordan Mason run, just go get the highlights off YouTube, bro. Just go get the highlights off YouTube and watch this dude get downhill, breaking tackles, and be efficient. I mean, this is one of the most balanced rosters in the NFC, and yet utter disrespect. We're always down in the middle teens in terms of power rankings. See, all this disrespect stems from, media market bias. Everybody's always talking about Dallas. They're giving the New York Giants the benefit of the doubt. San Francisco is always used to being up there. They just gave Brock Purdy the bag, so everybody think that they're going to be good. It's going to take more than Brock Purdy. Just let me tell you that. National analysts need to try to stick with the teams that are going to give them the best ratings. Man, drama sells. And the Vikings just have no drama. I mean, think about that. This team is so quiet under KOC. There's no drama, and drama sells. So you can't go to the Vikings with all of the drama. You see, they jumped on it right away when Aaron Rodgers wanted to come to the team. If it's not negative, you won't see the national media cover the Vikings unless there's some sort of drama. Man, let them doubt. Let the experts ignore us. We're being slept on, and getting slept on is fuel for the purple, man. There is just no way that this team is going to have a bad season. There is just no way that J.J. McCarthy is going to be a bottom-of-the-barrel quarterback. I just don't see any way, anyhow, that J.J. McCarthy affects this team so much, UP Nation, that we fall off so drastically from our 14-4 season. And see, I'm not even going to judge this thing by wins and losses. You're just going to see a difference in this team right away. Everybody's hanging their hat on, can J.J. McCarthy get us to 14-4? Can J.J. McCarthy get us to 14-4? Man, I don't give a damn about the 14-4. But I know J.J. McCarthy is going to be a better general for our offense than Sam Darnold could ever be. And we may not be 14-4 next year, but I guarantee you that our team and our offense is going to be more powerful looking. I would argue to say that we may not have the record of 14-4, but we're more capable of making a run during the playoffs no matter what our seed is, no matter whether we play at home or no matter whether we're on the road. Just wait and see, UP Nation. Just wait and see. I am just tired of the utter disrespect by the national media when it comes to the Minnesota Vikings. What are your thoughts, UP Nation? Are we disrespected, man? Put your thoughts in the comments. If you've seen something, if you got a sports analyst out there that you want to talk about, put them in the comments. That's always hating on the Minnesota Vikings, man. I'm just tired of it. Man, this has been Unconventional Playbook. Please hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, UP Nation, we will see ya when we see ya. Skol!